Hello princesses, today I'm going to be talking about the Romand Blur Fudge tints in the Energetic Bright collection. There are 3 colours in the collection, but I do believe that Romand has the Blur Fudge tint in other collections as well, so I think that there might be like 11 colours in total. Yeah, and these 3 are the most recent colours of the lot. I picked these up because I thought that the swatches looked really nice for these 3 colours, and they were colours that I don't usually have as much of in my collection, so they're like brighter colours. So I thought they were well worth picking up, and because it's such a small collection, it was very price conscious as well. So for this review, we're going to have a product description, packaging, swatches, and then final thoughts. So if you'd like to skip to any of those points, please do so now. So the product description says, smooth like butter, this fudgy lip tint blends well onto lips for a matte and gradated finish. It contains macadamia intergrapholia seed oil to moisturize lips. I actually have never seen that word before in my life. Long-lasting lip tint comes in 8 warm berry and red shades to create different kinds of lip looks. The packaging of these products is very much like Romand's usual ones, except they are more square. I really like that they have the colours for the shades on the outside, even though especially for these 3 they are very similar shades. I can still definitely tell which one is which because they definitely do look different, even if it is only very slightly. They have a small doe foot applicator, which is honestly not my favourite. It is very narrow because the packaging itself is quite narrow as well. So it's not my favourite way to apply a tint in general because I feel like you have to like wipe off a lot of the excess and then go back in and dip it in quite a few times because it's such a small applicator, but it still works. There are 3 shades in the Energetic Bright collection, an orange, a red, and more of a berry tone. Number 9 is called Coral Jubilee, and as usual I am going to attempt to do a gradient. And this is how we are looking. I think that these work, it's really hard, like they look really good as gradients, but it takes a while to get it there because you have to really like blend that first layer and then add the next section on top to actually get like a really good gradient look. But it does look really nice. Like I really like that as a gradient, and I don't like gradients that often. So this is how we look as a gradient, and then I'm going to do a full lip cover as well. And this is how we look for a full lip cover. I actually really like it. I don't usually like bright orangey kind of colors, but I feel like this one just has something about it that looks so nice. I don't know what it is, but I like it, so we're not going to question it. The formula feels super soft, a little bit silicone-y, but overall very nice. It doesn't feel like slippery silicone-y, just it has a really pleasant slide to it when you rub your lips together, which I really like. It doesn't have very much of a taste, but it does smell pretty heavily. And I was trying to smell it before, I cannot put my finger on the scent. But it's definitely sweet, kind of like vanilla-y, not florals, which can kind of taste a little bit bitter. Maybe like cake batter sort of scent, like very sweet. So this is number 9, Coral Jubilee. Number 10 is called Fudge Red. And again, it took a bit of work to get the gradient there, but it looks really nice. They look really nice as gradients. And here it is as a full lip cover. It was a little bit of a nuisance to kind of get it really perfect because I'm not using a lip liner. But how nice is this red? This is so nice. This is so pretty. I love this red. This is probably a red that I already have in my collection because I like it so much. I'm like almost certain that I have this, but it is lovely. What a lovely color. So this is number 10, Fudge Red. Number 11 is called Fuchsia Vibe. And this one is another excellent gradient. Again, really like this one, and really beautiful color as well. And this is how we look as a full lip cover, and again, I love it. Why do I love all 3 of these colors? I probably have this in my collection, but it is a gorgeous color and it sits so nicely on the lips as well, just like the other 2. So this is number 11, Fuchsia Vibe. So for these tints, I was kind of surprised that I didn't like them a little bit more. I think that the colors were really pretty, but I wasn't a huge fan of the applicator or the finish of the product in the long term. So for the applicator, like I was saying before in the packaging part of this video, it's not my favorite because it is so skinny. I do feel like it made it more difficult to apply the tint, and I needed to use my finger a lot of the time to help me blend it nicely because it's just so small. It's not a deal breaker, and if I liked the colors or the formula more, it would be fine. But it kind of just adds to the parts that I don't particularly like, if you know what I mean. In terms of the finish, I feel like when you put the tint on the first time, it feels nice and like velvety and smooth. But after a few minutes, like 10-15 minutes, it does tend to settle into the lip lines quite a lot, and it loses that nice like moisturized finish. And so the longevity of the actual like tint itself isn't that good if you have drier or wrinkly lips. Like I put this tint on maybe 10 minutes ago now, and it looks pretty average. I think from a distance it's not so bad, but then up close it's not amazing. And I'm not going to zoom you guys in today because I actually do have like a healing cold sore because I am stressed right now, and it's just not the nicest to look at, so therefore I'm not going to zoom you in. It is like nicely, you know, hidden by the tint, which is great. But even just looking at the lips at the moment, they definitely look more wrinkly than normal and much more dry than normal. Even though they don't look flaky because the lips are in pretty good condition at the moment, the tint itself is really sitting in those lines, and it just makes them look more creviced, more deep than before. So not my favorite formula, unfortunately. Because of the applicator that I don't like as much, and the formula not being so great for dry lips, this is not a collection that I'll be keeping or picking up more of unless you guys really specifically want me to try out the first 8 colors. I can't see any reason for me to purchase them for myself. So if you wanted to see swatches of those ones, let me know and I'm happy to do that. But otherwise it's going to be a no from me. And again, like every review that doesn't turn out so well for me personally, this is not to say that this product is really terrible. If you don't have the issues of having really dry and wrinkly lips like me, they could be totally fine. I feel like, you know, there's nothing that's actually wrong with them. They're just not a suitable product for me. It is what it is. It's just not the product for me. But it might be the product for you if you like really bright colors, don't mind a thinner applicator, and you don't have such wrinkly lips so that the product sits in those wrinkles. It is what it is. So thank you guys so much for watching this review, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!